Harihi Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Devaha.
Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Devaha.
Bhadram Pasyema Akshabhihi.
Bhadram Pashyema Akshavihi.
Yajatraha
Yajatraha
Sthirairangaihi.
Sthirairangaihi.
Tushtuvagumsaha
Tustuvagumsaha
Tanubhihi.
Nuvihi.
Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuhu.
Vyashema Deva Hitam Yadayuhu.
Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravaha.
Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravaha.
Swasti na Pusha Vishvavedaha.
Swasti nः Pusha Vishvavedaः.
Swasti Nastarkshyo Arishtanemihi.
Swasti Nastarkshyo Arishtanemihi.
Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadatu.
Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadatu.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Agnenaya Supataraye Asman.
Om Agnenaya Supadharaye Asman.
Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan.
Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidvan.
Yuyodhyasmajjuhurana Meno.
Yuyodhyasmajjuhuranameno.
Bhuyishtam te namavuktim vidhema.
Bhuyistante namavuktim vidhema.
Om Apyayantu Mamangani.
Om Apyayantu Mamangani.
Vakpranaschakshuhu.
Vakpranaschakshuhu.
Shrotramatho balamindriyani cha sarvani.
Shrotramadho balamindriyani cha sarvani.
Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam.
Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam.
Maham Brahma Nirakuryam.
Maham Brahma Nirakuryam.
Mama Brahma Nirakarotu.
Mama Brahma Nirakarotu.
Anirakaranamastu. Anirakaranam me astu.
Nirakaranamastu. Anirakaranam me astu.
Tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharmaha.
Datmani niyate upanishatsu dharmaha.
Te mayi santu, te mayi santu.
Te mayi santu. Te mayi santu.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Very nice. Today being the Annapurna Devi Navaratris, we have a wonderful opportunity of studying Shiva, Rudra, who is the Lord of the Adishakti Swarupini, Parvati Devi. And every day one Alankaram is being done for Devi. This is called Sharan Navaratris. That is 9 nights are performed. And normally goddesses have got to be worshipped during the night, Ratri. See, that's why on these auspicious calendar of days in Ashwija Masa of this year, Klavanava Samvatsaram, we are submitting our prayers to both of them, because whenever we think of Namakam, Chamakam, Purush Suktam and all that, this Rudram, which we style as, even Devi also is included in the prayer, and therefore what we are doing would be also a submission of our desires to Adishakti Swarupini, Annapurna Devi or Saraswati or whatever it is. Now we have been trying to understand the number of desires in Chamaka Adhyaya, or otherwise it's called a Chamaka Prashna, which occurs in the 18th chapter of Shukla Yajurveda, Madhyandina Recension, or which are all the formulas for the big sacrifice called Adhyayana sacrifice, where they all build a fire altar of the shape of a falcon, Suparna, and Agni is being appeased. And in the 16th chapter, we have noted that Agni's wrath then has been cut down, and that is what we call Namakam. How can God's Ghora Rupam or Ghoratara Rupam could be cut down or reduced? We cannot do anything except offering some oblations on as a homa part, or simply submitting our namaskaras with our folded hands, which means that all the 10 fingers come unified, and the Jivatma, Paramatma become one. You and God become one. You have no difference between. So Namaha, 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 Namaha. So many times, 180 times we have seen the Namaskara in Namakam. Therefore, that particular section of 11 Anuvakas found in the Adhyayana sacrifice formulas has been termed briefly as Namakam. And in the next 18th chapter, that is the concluding chapter of formulas to the great sacrifice Adhyayana, here we have got the Chamaka Prashna, they call, because it is our duty, on the other hand, to submit what we want when we worship them, what we expect also from them to imagine and grant for us, and so that our stipulated period of time upon the earth ordinarily runs smooth. So in the Chamaka Prashna, we have noted that our ema chame, itis chame, gatis chame, yagnena kalpantam. And that's one desire we have made, that our ema is our life everyday timetable. Day by day, we go through a lot of changes, lot of expectations, lot of fulfillment, and so that's how we have been trying to move through the days happily and see that we accomplish something in view of our chance given by the Paramatma to stay upon this earth, because earth is supposed to be a place of opportunities. And therefore, Vyasa Bhagavan has pointed out to us that Suvarna Pushpi Urva, Urvi, the earth is full of golden flowers, which means full of opportunities. Those who are capable, who are desirous, who are working, they can catch hold of the opportunities by the grace of the Paramatma. Chame means we have the grace of God supporting us, because Sarvavyapi Maheshwaraha. We have been told that this Maheshwara is Sarvavyapi, in a sense that Antaryami, he is there within us. And therefore, you cannot take everything to be responsible by you only for the happenings. No, there is the urge, there is the prompting, there is the impulsion. All these things are there within us, and that we don't catch. But because we are all oppressed by the ahankara, our ego, we say that I am doing it, I have done it. That I is only a practical one, but behind I, there is that super I, who is trying to impel all of us. So that's why one time we said like that. And in the third Anuvakam, which we have completed also in the Chamaka Prashna, we have made a prayer apart from all that. For example, he said, we wanted Dirghayutvam, Anamitram, Abhayam, Sugam, Shayanam, Susha, Sudinam, Chabe, Jagnena Kalpantam. All said and done, ultimately, we must have a jivatu, we must have a smooth living, and that smooth living must extend to the full life, dirghayutvam, for a long, long life, whatever it is given to us. So generally Purna Ayus, because people call Purna Ayus when you cross 80 and go up to 100 and more. But otherwise the Ayus is, but actually 60, 80, 100. So these are all coming under the count, because during this period of life, people are fond of Shanti mantras or Shanti karmas. They want to prosperity because they must live long, healthy. That's why Dirghayutvam Chame. So right from the birth, we want to have a long drawn life. And during the lifetime, we should not have any unwanted enemies. Anamitram Chame. We don't want any people who are inimical to us, not liking us, and we don't want any kind of diseases. That's why Abhayam called. Bhaya is disease. Bhaya is Bhava Bhaya, incidents that we may be reborn, and all that fears, because fear is the one which makes people uncomfortable. Therefore, we should be rid of the fear, Abhayam. And also, Gam is the journey, or day by day, the moksha are the goals. Gam also means goals. The goals must be also Sukham. Wherever we go, we should be comfortable. That's why Sugam and Sayanam, and we should have a rest, peaceful rest, and good sleep, deep sleep, dream-free sleep. All that is to be there on Sayanam. And we can't sleep on the bed, however comfortable is the bed, and we should have then Usha, the day comes up, Surya Bhagavan will be born, and the day will grow, and so whole during day, when sun is there very live and bright and hot and all that, we have to have all important things to be done and executed. So that is what is the ultimate expectation and desires that we have got in expressed to the Paramatma, Rudra and Rudrani, both of them. And next we must want food. Food is most important. And food technology, food engineering, food management, food production, and so on. Because annagataha pranaha, we always depend upon food. Without food, more so in this Kali Yuga, nobody can coexist, because the God has put hunger, that asuschame, see, so there is a hunger in the hunger and life in ours, chuchame, and so all these things are there. For that we must have nutritious food, so that our body will be well maintained. When body is well maintained, sound body, sound mind, and sound sleep, sound day. Like that we go on. Sound means completely appreciable thing. So sound body, for that we want food. The entire food details and how you get the food, that also is being brought out. So urk and annam chame, achut chame, and so up to here, bahu chame, bhuyas chame, because I have explained last class, I mean last session. I'm not going into detail because we'll go to the next one, the fifth Anuvakam. But before that, I have to give some kind of brushing up, that because we forget our wants, we forget our desires. unless they pester you long. But generally, the nature of a desire is to grow up and then sink down. We don't remember our desires constantly. And therefore, that's why it said, Utpadyante niliyante manorathaha. Normally, the nature of the desires is to crop up, at the same time sink down. Therefore, we are always safe because no desire pesters you for a long time. And therefore, here in the fourth Anuvaka, Anuvaka begins Uchame Sundruta Chame Payaha Rasaha Ghrutam Madhu Sagdhi Sapiti Krishi Vrishti Jaitram Audvidyam Rai Rayaha Pushtam Pushtihi. And again, our authority and controls and organization skills all are also important over whatever has been grown up, Vibhu, Prabhu, and that should be a plentitude, Bahu, and it should be repeatedly Bahu. Bahu means filling up the dabba. But you can't expect when you are using that the tin becomes empty. No, you should not allow the tin go. So it should always be filling up. That's why Bhuyaha, again and again, more and more, and leading up to Purnam, Purnataram, fullness and extra fullness. Both must be there. That's why Purnam, Purnataram. We have been given a lot of ideas what is Purnam and what is ultimately a Purnam could be designed. You all know that Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamidachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasishyate. The Samudra, for example, the ocean is Purnam. However much water you draw from the ocean, no, it don't. That's why Samudre, see, if rain comes upon the ocean, has it any change in it? No. People say it's a vrutha. Samudre vrishtihi vrutha. But still, all vrishti that comes only upon the rivers and the origin of rivers and all that, because the rivers will come in spate during the time of rainy season, and all that rivers pick up more and more current or speed, and all that speed comes and falls into the ocean, and they lose their identity. That is Nadinam Sagaro Gatihi. What is the moksham? For all rivers, it is only the Samudra, and therefore, and we call that Samudra Narayana, because Narayana Samudra Rupaha, and Samudra is Ayushman, and like that we see that Purnam Chame, Purnataran Chame, the Prapancham we all expect. That's why even when we do the sacrifice, after having a number of oblations to various gods, ultimately you club every ahuti and make a final ahuti, concluding ahuti, which is technically called as Purna ahuti. Thereafter, all your desires you install in the material, in the Purnahuti Dravyam. Again, you invoke all the gods into them, or address all to all gods and offer. That's what we call Purnahuti, concluding oblation, beyond which there will be post Homa details. So Purnahuti supposed to that. That's why Purnam is A, Purnataram is to the power. Because Taram is superlative degree, and in Sanskrit, as I told, only 2 degrees of comparison, unlike in English language, they have 3 degrees, but we have only 2 degrees. That's why Dvandvam or Advaitam. That's what we always think of it. So Purnataram, then we have got Annam. See, Urkam and Annam. Annam means edible substances. It is said Adhyata iti Annam. Adhyate, and that which you consume is called Annam. And not only that, Atticha Annam, that which will also eat us. We eat food, and food eats us also in a positive way or negative way. That's why we have got Annamma. We have also got Gram Devata of Bangalore, taking the name as Annamma. So every year, in every layout, Annamma, the Grama Devata of Bangalore, will visit the layouts, receive worship, and go back to her original place in Majestic or somewhere. So here, that Annam Brahma Swarupam. And so Achyutyame. Next Sunday, we are going to have a beautiful talk on Annam, the food engineering, because Annam Brahma. And a professor of food engineering in the Columbia University, that she will be talking on the food engineering and all that, Indian wisdom on the food habits or something like that. She is. And I send you I already sent to the flyer. Please mark your calendar on 17th at your 7 o'clock in the evening, Sunday, to just attend to that and get home knowledge. And we know about Annam, but we don't know much about the Annam. And what is the Annam? What are the content? What are the grains that will add to Annam is important to us. So we have already seen there are 11 grains mentioned here as a upalakshana. That is, we do not know. In Vedic times, also there was an agricultural operation, agricultural work, because as we know, all our Indians earlier, before Britishers or anybody came, they were all agriculturists. They depend upon the Bhumata, and they were all musicians, astrologers, and other different jobs which are promoting the home life, forest life, and spiritual life. That's exactly what we have seen in the Namaka Prashna, and all that is divine. So Rudra Avatara, so Rudra Prabhava or Rudra Vibhava has been explained to us in our Namakam, which we went through already. And all that Rudram sessions have been recorded, and they're all aired, and they're all available on YouTube. So at your leisure, slowly, you can pick up any section and keep on listening to that, so that you will be having continuity of knowing the personality of Rudra, saying that Rudra is available in all gods. He is available in all the beings in the creation and in all the forms of the nature, etc. Thereby, we can definitely understand that Rudra is Sarvaha Eshaha Rudraha. Eshaha Rudraha Sarvaha. That is, nothing accepted from him. Everything is known to him. So such great Rudra, he is also a great agriculturist too. So when we do some Rudra Homa, Rudra Yaga, Rudra Archana, Rudra Abhisheka and all that, it's a holistic effect, because all gods stay in Rudra and Rudra stays in all gods. Gods are divine people, powerful, having two important qualities. One, they have Mahima, and they have growth in them. And at the same time, they have a very nice idea, that is to share. So they want to share their Mahima or power. Therefore, they are called God. That is otherwise called Nijetshana and Paropakara. They know themselves, they know their Mahima, they know their limitations, and within that purview, they are able to be helpful. Therefore, whatever be the need and want and desire that we here have, we always correspondingly approach that particular deity mainly and make puja, or make him satisfied, that he will be ready to apply Satyanarayana Vratam, Ananta Padmanabha Vratam, or Agni, or Homas, or Parayanas, or all these things are all called worshipping to make our life Purnam and Purnataram upon the world. Then we have the Dhanyas, which were at the conclusion of the fourth Anuvaka. And I mentioned there are 11 kinds of Dhanyas mentioned in this particular thing. They are, I give translations immediately. But anyway, I just read out the Sanskrit names of the name of the grains. One, Vrihayaha, Yavaha, Mashaha, Tilaha, Mudgaha, Khalvaha, Godhumaha, Masuraha, Priyangavaha, Enavaha, Syamakaha, Nivaraha. In other words, if we want to know the English names of all of them, they are called cereals, millets, pulses, paddy, barley, black gram, gingery seeds, green gram, castor oil seeds, wheat, white Bengal grams, small paddy, millets they call superior paddy, and excellent roots, and also the coarse rice available in jungles and so on. So in this manner, we have got also specifically the mention of the grains and all those grains. That means to say that there was wonderful agricultural expertise and farming, etc., known to our ancients. And they were all very good. They were eating their nutritious food, nutritious rice, and all that. Therefore, they had less health problems. When we have less health problems, we can concentrate on the mind and spirit. You know, we always have that triad: body, mind, and spirit. So we have to have more and more spiritual knowledge and minding the mindfulness. That's what going to be a lecture next month in a monthly meet by a famous cardiologist in Madras, Chokkalingam. Mind the mindfulness. We wait for that November talk also. So here you have all those grains to concentrate, and also the mind and spirit depend upon the body conditions. If your body is well trimmed and well maintained, naturally desires will come up. Your mind will be calm and will be thinking, and bhavanas will come to us, and then we will work out that we will be spiritually elevated and all that. Therefore, all that is interconnected. And one more thing, the Bhavani Garu, that we have got to note that our desires do not limit only to this loka. Our desires are of interloka nature. So they connect to the welfare of Bhulokam, Antarikshaloka, Swargalokam, and when we connect ourselves with our prayers to respective gods, we are also benefiting other gods and also the nature. Now we go to the fifth Anuvaka, where again we have read the fifth Anuvaka, and therefore I don't ask you to repeat it, but I only describe that because you only repeated that Anuvakam last class, I think so. Now you have got the earth connection. That is Asma chame, Mrittika chame, Girayas chame, Parvatas chame, Sikatas chame, Vanaspatayas chame. So this is wonderful thing that we have noted. That is, this is all connected to the nature. Asma are the stones. Asma is the mount or the hard stuff. Rallu. Rallallo kuda rakarakala rallu unnai. So even among the stones, we have got the varna. That is what say Brahmin stones are there, Kshatriya stones are there, So the Varnashrama division is not only for the living beings, also for many things which are in the nature. Among trees, we have got Brahmin trees. Among animals, we have got Brahmin animals. Cow is a Brahmin animal, and a pig is a Sudra animal. Horse is a Kshatriya. So like that, we have the caste also coming into. So Asma Chame. Asma is a general word connected to the hard stuff. Then Mrittika is the earth. Mrittika is the Mannu. So Mannulu Guda, and even among even the Mannu, we have got the variety there. So the soil testing, people do it when they want to make a railway line or any hard things to go upon that particular lineage of area. If not not hard, they will make it hard and put forth. For example, laying the railway lines. And when such a heavy vehicle were to go on the ground, on the rails, you can imagine the hardness to be required. That's why all that comes under the Mrittika. The Mrittika, the earth or Mannu, Rakarakala Mannu. And also, Mannu is important for different kinds of crops also. For example, Regadi Nela antaru. Bankamanu Nela, people ఏం చేస్తారు, పత్తి పండించాలంటే నల్ల మన్ను and అక్కడ బంక ఉంటుంది, లాట్ ఆఫ్ బంక అండ్ విల్ బి దేర్. సో అటువంటి ఏరియాలో పత్తి పంట బాగుంటుంది, కాటన్ క్రాప్స్ ఆర్ గుడ్. సో ఈ మృత్తిక అని చెప్పిన తక్షణమే we come to understand variety. That's why we have got a very big subject, science. It is called as what is the science? It is called as geology and study of the earth, study of the stones. The study of the stones comes under the branch as paleontology, because I had my friend who has taken his PhD in geology. He was telling so many things about that. And they do a lot of excavations. So archaeology, geology, and all these kinds of earth sciences, we call them earth movers. They are all coming under the word Mrittika Chame. And Mrittika also, we have got the sacred, we get Brindavana Mrittika, Mannu. And those people who pick up certain Mannu, or that is called Mrittika, and they say Mrittika Snanam. People do it. In olden days, no soap, cosmetic soaps were not there. It's all later discovery, invention, preparation. So in earlier days, what people used to wash their body, skin. Therefore, they used to say Mrittika Snanam. In the Mahanarayana Upanishad, you get that Mrittika Snanam, Mrittike Haname Papam. We make a prayer to Mrittika, Bhudevi, or Mannu, or that with which you use it for your cleansing, physical and inner, outside. And so Mrittika Chame, understand. So each word that is kept here is worth a science, is worth a technology, is worth an expansion. Therefore, let us not simply understand that Mrittika, why we should make prayer that our soil or mannu should be good. Bharat Bhumi, Ananta, America Bhumi, or Ireland Bhumi. So although Bhumi is same, but there is always that kind of geographical differences. Because of geographical differences, there are also weather conditions, and even Surya Bhagavan also varies. That's why here it is Mrittika Chame. And Girayaha Parvataha is again a combination. See, Giris are the small mountains. Parvatas are very big. For Himalaya is a Parvata. And Girigar. So Giri and Parvata, they are also most important for a number of purposes. And therefore, we make a prayer with the prayer, with the yajna or with prayatna, what we are doing, they also must be healthy and prosperous. Because how are stones formed? So amassing the earth only, and in course of time, the earth formed will become hard. That hard one is called stone. So here, and Parvataha, Giraya, we may just know the meaning of all of them, but if you try to dive deep into the interior knowledge and science and etc., we come to know more and more about the nature and the formation and all that. Next we have got the Sikataha. Sikata means the sand. So sand is very important for us, and for the, so where is sand found? On the beaches, on the banks of the rivers, at the same time underneath the waters. So sand is there underneath the water, and Sikata, the formation. So again, sand formation and all that is a science. And what are the conditions to get more and more Sikata? That is what is there. And we make a prayer that Sikata also must be available in plenty. Because people want it. They want to build houses. They cannot go without shelter. When they want shelters, they must want the Sikata. And Vanaspatayaha, Vanaspati is referred to the forest. So the forest containing huge number of variety of trees, tall, small, shrubs, and thickets, etc. All that come under the word Vanaspati. Vana is forest, Pati is the overlord of it. And that is Vruksha Devatas and Vrukshapatis. And among them, we have got also very big, for example, Aswatha Vruksha is Vanaspati. We make prayer for that. Mulato Brahmarupaya, Madhyato Vishnurupine, Agradasya Varupaya, Vrksharajayate Namaha. So Aswatha Narayana, Narayana is there in the trees also. Therefore, when you say that Vishwam Vishnuhu, then in Vishnu Sahasranama, that Bhishmacharya starts describing the qualities of Vishnu beginning from Vishwam. He takes the coverage wholesale to the entire earth or entire universe. And moreover, we should know that there are many universes, not one. So many horizons are there. Therefore, all that is included, and all the Vanaspatis are included. So Vanaspatis Chame. And afterwards, we have Earth is a place where she contains all kinds of metals also. What you call metallurgy, science of metals. And we have also got the mention of the metals, a few of them, and as Upalakshanam, and all those metals must be very much richly available to us. Because without iron, you cannot build your house. Without gold, you cannot ornament yourself. Without ragi, you cannot perform your religious duties, because of all the metals, the vessels prepared out of the ragi metal is supposed to be highly sacred. Why? Number of reasons are there. And of all metals need not be washed every day. But ragi patras have got to be washed every day. Therefore, whenever you use your ragi patra for puja purpose, you are supposed to clean it up. Because ragi suddhi marhati. Ragi is the immediate metal which requires. And also you know that ragi is a good conductor of electricity. And so copper. And all that has been mentioned here. And beginning from Hiranyam, the gold. Because gold is a more precious metal. People want to use it. And so it's a very expensive one. Next one is the ayaha. Ayaha is the iron. And moreover, earlier, the ayaha is a common word as a covering the almost all the metals. And from ayaha only, iron ore, so many other metals have been alloyed, and therefore different names have been given. So in Rigveda mantras, you come to know that aya is a general common term referring to the metals. And next we have got the more generative other metals, sesam, and trapu is the sesam, and trapu is the tin, syamam, loham, and loham, and these are all the important known metals. Hiranyam 1, ayaha 2, sesam 3, trapu 4, syamam 5, loham is 6. So just for Upalakshana purpose, only 6 metals have been mentioned here. And so 6 is a big metal, because metal is important for us. And next we go to energy provider, that is Agni. Agnihi, Apaha. These are all the 2 important connected, because Agni is the product of water, and water has Agni within it. So Agnihi, Apaha, they have their relationship is mother and child. So that's why Agni has been called as Apam Garbhaha. So there is water, inside it, water, there is fire. And therefore, our Naitariya Aranyaka in Aruna Prashna or elsewhere, or in Smrutis, it is said, you should not spit into water. You should not spit into water. Napsu mutra purisham kuryat nanishtivet is the expression. That is, you should not spit into the water, 1, and you should not leave out the mutra purishas in it. And that is the minimum culture in India. So, nama Bharata deshamu yokka samskruti ఏంటంటే ఇలాంటి పిచ్చి పనులను చేయకూడదు. చేస్తే పాపం వస్తుంది. ఆ పాపానికి తగ్గేటువంటి పనిష్మెంట్స్ వస్తుంది. Actually, durita is one which we will be getting and which will be removing whole day in our activities. Mama, that's why we say, Mama upatta samasta durita kshaya dwara. Dwara is the gateway, concourse. There are so many gates in the concourse. So all those gateways are there. So unless you try to purify yourself, the duritas, you will not be admitted to better times. Therefore, Agnihi Apaha, me Agnena Kalpantam. Agni is the heat energy, the thermal power. And we are all using the water. Hydroelectric projects are there. And hydro means water. Electric is the Agni. So here you see Agnischame, Apaschame, Apaschame, Yagnena Kalpantam. And next set is important. You observe that Virudhaschame, Oshadhayaschame. This is again a complementary one. Sivalinga avare ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಋಷಿಗಳು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನೇಚರ್ ನನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಮಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ರಿಯಲಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಋಷೀಸ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವಂದೇ ತಾಂ ಗುರು ಪರಂಪರಾಂ, ವಂದೇ ತಾಂ ಋಷಿ ಪರಂಪರಾಂ ಅಂತ. Hundreds and thousands of rishis are there. We have all tried to educate and give wisdom, knowledge to the generations of people. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ವೀರುದಹ ಓಷಧಯ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೀರುದವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ all sorts of plants, small, big, and everything is virudaha. And oshadaya means medicinal plants. See, we have got among plants only, we are getting medicines. That's why we call plant health, plant medicines. And of course, and afterwards animals are also included. How does the medicine comes up? So there are a number of plants and animal serums used to prepare medicine to get rid of the complaints in the body. Because all that actually speaking is poison. Disease is a poison. And you should, to remove poison, you should take poison. So poison removes the poison. In earlier days, in medical shop, you must have observed everywhere they must have notified in the shelves, poison, poison, poison. But if we have the poison inside us, outside poison we take. And then, so for example, also, you can remove the poison of the cobra with the poison of the cobra only. They inject the cobra injection. I think so. So like that, here we have got the Oshadayaha, Virudaha, medicinal plants and regular plants and the trees and all that. So all of them must be very well brought up. Egnena kalpantam. And the another one is we want food. There is a food production that the food material comes up beneath the earth, over the earth, during the agricultural operation, not even during the agricultural operation. So that's why they are called as divided into two categories: Krishtapachya, Akrishtapachya. Krishtapachya means you make irrigation and culture and agricultural ways and all that. Then you going to get, for example, the harvest, rice. You have to till the soil, you have to sow the seeds, you have to supply water, and you out of water only they all paddy grows. So the paddy, for example, Krishtapachya, it grows in water, it gets cooked in water, and it gets digested in water. So there's such a beautiful connected associateship with that Krishtapachyas. And Akrishtapachyas are uncultivable products. You don't want to cultivate, they just come up. So they're called Akrishtapachyas. And therefore, Pachya harvesting, and we are getting it. And they are also to be prosperous by virtue of the sacrifice or puja or your wishes. And now we come to, after Agni, Apa, Virudha, Oshadayaha, Krishtapachya and all that, we come to the animals, because animal health also is important. Animal, that's what husbandry, animal husbandry, a big department is there, and veterinary science is there, technology is there, because we have to protect animals, and because we are always taking the animal products. Milk is there. So milk, the cows have got to be taken care, and the milk that cows are milks animals give, they are called cow, buffalo, and goats. They are called milk animals also. And their milk only we try to consume, people consume. Therefore, they are called as a, see, Gramyascha me pasava aranyascha. Gramya pashus, the domestic town maintained animals. And Pashavaha, I mean the Pashus, they're all animals. Gramyaha Pashavaha. And again, Aranyaha Pashava. Aranya means, I told, that place where we cannot freely enjoy, because Ranana is absent in the forest. You can't play happily in the forest. You are every time you are gripped by fear because of number of wild poisonous animals living in the forest. Therefore, they are all called Aranya, wild animals, tiger, lion, etc. Even their health also important for us. So The God is great because of his nature. Accordingly, he has created also beings in the world. For example, we have noted that Rudra is Ghora and Aghora. And Rudra is Shanta and at the same time Ashanta and Veera. So all those two features mainly in the God have taken out the cue, and we have got creation also to be ghastly and calm. See, for example, so or you can make the domestic animals or any animal calm. Therefore, it is all depending upon the intelligence of the God, of the man. So much intelligence is there with man that he is able to control wild animal or a pet animal and train them. That you see in the circus, because that you see in the forest officials, they are friendly with the forest animals. And so it's all because of the divine grace that they will be able to keep control, make the husbandry, animal husbandry also become more prosperous. Gramyascha, pasavascha, and all that how yagnena kalpantam, they all should be prosperous by virtue of the yagna. Whatever amount of puja, whatever amount of kindness you show all to all these things, all that kindness will help for the growth. You know, you are happy looking at the happy people. You are unhappy looking at the unhappy people or angry people. So, what is by nature, all people are calm and quiet. That's why our Veda tells you, Shanta vai apaha. Apaha is water. We are also having the water in our body. 70% of our body contains water. Only 30% is divided. As you have heard the lecture by that Dr. Sprita, a diabetologist, she spoke to a nephrologist. She talked about how much water, how much sugar, how much salt, how we require for our maintenance of the health and strength, etc. So that's why Aranyas Egnena Kalpantam. And now we go to the next set, our acquisitions. And our acquisitions, past and present, and our dwelling places, our activity, our energies, and our understandings, our wisdom, etc., have been mentioned in the next set of this particular Anuvaka. And as you see, Vittam Chame, Vittis Chame, both go hand in hand together. Next, Bhutam Chame, Bhutis Chame, Vasu Chame, Vasatis Chame, Karma Chame, Shaktis Chame, then Arthas Chama, Emas Chama, Itis Chame, Gatis Chame. Look at the combination, so beautiful. Dondvam, Dondvam. They're all sets. You know, for example, Vittam, Vitti. Vittam is the wealth which you have, we have been acquiring. For example, the salary. So the salary regularly you get your packet or your assets. All that come under the word Vittam. Vitti is the management, more and more addition to the acquisitions and making that more or grow. So that's why every year we are paid increments. Until you retire, they give you increment. After retirement in pension also, DA is there. So on. So this is what is called as Vitti. So Vitta and Vitti, the foundation or the base and structure, both must be really rewarding. Vittam Chame, Vittis Chame. Next set is called Bhutam Chame, Bhutis Chame. Bhutam is our past karma and Bhuti is the Vaibhavam. So ours, all human beings have got only Bhuti. Only Paramatma has got Vibhuti. That's why we apply Vibhuti to our forehead. Because why Vibhuti we apply to forehead? because lalate rudras tishthantu. In Mahanyasam, you make all rudras highly energetic, beneficial powers to be in the Parabhaga, to be in the forehead. So therefrom only you have all installation of your calendar of life, and also the impulsion for the execution of those things which we have got to cover during our lifetime. Therefore, Bhuti is ours. Vibhuti is Paramatma. And that's why Vibhava is that Paramatma. So, Bhutam Chame, Bhutis Chame. Everybody has got something with him. That's why in Durga Saptasati, Markandeya Maharshi says that Sarvasya Janto Buddhi Rasti. No Jantu is born without Buddhi. But there is a Buddhi Bheda. There is only disparity in the Buddhi system. Therefore, we make a prayer that Bhutam Chame, Bhutis Chame, Yagnena Kalpantam. And another important thing that is connected here, Vasu Chame, Vasatis Chame. Vasu is the house. Vasu are the things. Vasu are all that. Angadi hodre, angadiyalli ella vishayagalu ittitane. Avella Vasu. Yenappa angadiyalli ella eneno itu. Evamo unnayandi, anni baagunnayi. Annappudu you cannot bring all whole shop to your house. Angade into this course a nuisance. So what you do, Vasatis Chame. That is, whatever you need, only that you collect and make yourself comfortable. Vasatigalu andre anukulagalu ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. Then karma chame, shaktis chame. Karma is our activity, and shakti and karma is our yajnayaga adi kartugalu. And ಆ ಕರ್ತುಗಳು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಎನರ್ಜಿ. And artha emaha. Artha has got many meanings. Basically, wisdom. Emaha is the journey that you proceed further. Emaschama. And iti gati. Iti is the history, your past. If people have lived about some length of life, and afterwards also, that length of life which we have led must lead to moksham, emancipation. So gati also means the goal. What is the goal of all beings? The goal of all beings is only the moksham. It is chame, that is chame, and all that has got to be yagnena kalpantam. So yagna is the only one tool through which you can maintain and enhance. So these are the two things that we have got to do when we are living upon the earth. What is the job? Our job is to maintain ourselves, whatever assets, whatever wealth, whatever blessing that we have been given. At the same time, keep on adding to that in number of ways at each time, and see that we are always leading towards positive goal. Gati is the positive goal. If you don't look to the positivity, then we will be landing in all problems. No, problem is not gati, positive gati. So moksham is there. So it is chame, gati is chame. People ask, is there reference to moksha in Veda? Gati is the moksham. Because everything has got ending. Whenever things have got beginning, there is ending. When you have front door to your house, there is also a back door. If you close the front door, the back door is open for you. Like that, it is chame, gatis chame, yagnena kalpantam. So today, we have covered the 5 anuvakas. The 5th anuvaka we have recited in last session. And today we could understand that very much here. So we conclude saying that Om Swasti Sahana Avatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Sri Veda Purusha Asirvadostu. Om Tat Satu. So we end now. We meet next Saturday for the next session. Thank you very much. God bless us all. Sri Ram. Happy Navaratri.